We know a lot of things about the PlayStation VR, the release date, price, and so on. One thing we don't know, however, is how much space the device requires, as well as a few other details which have been revealed today thanks to some new documentation released by Sony. So, the PlayStation VR headset will require about 60 square feet of cleared space, and is also going to be a completely seated experience. Whenever possible, they ask, hey, can you sit down? And if it requires you to stand, yeah, we'll get to that later. But it needs a cleared play area of 9.8 feet by 6.2 feet, and that is for the PlayStation camera, which of course is required to use the VR headset. That is according to a sales brochure for the device. Now, there'll be a link in the description below this video, as well as an image right now on screen of the kind of setup they're talking about here. Now, according to the brochure, quote, limit your use of PSVR to within the play area. Clear an area larger than the play area of all obstacles before using PlayStation VR, and remain seated whenever possible. If the application requires you to stand while wearing the VR headset, follow the application instructions carefully and maintain awareness of your surroundings. As for the height, that actually is dependent on how high up the camera is set, and they also are urging you to try out the PlayStation VR headset at a store or trial event before laying any money down. And the website for the device reads, quote, PSVR uses 3D vision technology. As there are individual differences in viewing 3D graphics and the feeling of wearing a VR headset, please try PlayStation VR at shops or trial events before purchase. Now, also revealed by the documentation is that the PlayStation VR will feature both a social screen mode, which will allow you to allow people, not wearing the headset to play along or just watch what you're doing on TV, and there's also a cinematic mode which will allow you to watch various films and PS4 games on the big screen in a virtual space. It can also be used to explore 360-degree photos and videos taken by devices, say for example a omnidirectional camera. And as with all other VR headsets, the device should not be used by children under 12. So yeah, basically it has a lot of features that you would expect. You can watch movies, say for example like the Samsung Gear VR, 360-degree photos and videos, which is going to be pretty awesome. And the social features sound interesting. Perhaps that's going to be a way for people to easily capture the footage for put on YouTube or Twitch or what have you, and also a way for your friends to maybe watch the game that you're playing while you're obviously experiencing it through the VR headset. So again, pushing the social features of this. They're probably thinking more of, say, Twitch streaming or YouTubers with this, but it's probably going to have some use in the living room as well. Like, hey, look, you see the game I'm playing and laugh at me as I'm scared by this horror game or whatever. So yeah, quite a bit of space required there. It's not crazy, but 60 square feet of clear space is probably going to be a deal breaker for some people, and they even advise that, look, you should have space beyond that, but you should have a minimum of 60 square feet and then a little bit extra, basically so you don't wander off your play area and crack your knee on the coffee table or whatever. So again, the space restrictions as well as the price is definitely going to be a bit of a barrier to entry for VR. You might not just have that space available to you in your office or living room or what have you. You might have a big family or just a small apartment or whatever, but you just don't have that space available. So it might be a bit of a shame for some of you, but it's kind of the case at the moment with all VR headsets, and a bit of a shame. I myself might be a bit tight with this particular setup, but hopefully I can figure something out so I can take a look at this VR headset for you guys when it comes out. So regardless of all that, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Do let me know your thoughts and opinions as always, and I'll see you next time.